What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about why the sun's in the way. I'm gonna talk about time speeding up. I'm also gonna talk about fasting. I'm also gonna talk about reasons why I hate people so much, or at least the people that's constantly in my life. How much I hate narcissistic, inconsiderate fucking people, and how much and why and how I view life from a spiritual perspective, and how I could starting to decode my life. And I'm also gonna share in my opinion, on how to actually have success and how to achieve your goals and how to go far in life, right? Based on my experiences, my studies, and my own opinions. So this video might be all over the place, but let's get to it. So, um, I'm time speeding up. So, time speeding up and me fasting is gonna go hand in hand. Now, I've noticed as the days go by, every single day, time has been accelerating extremely fast, and the days go by extremely fast, and it's hard to get stuff done. It's hard to complete your daily goals, your daily tasks throughout the day. And for me, it's been such a struggle for me, is because I'm not able to eat as much food, such as breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to gain more muscle and strength, but it's hard for me to do that when I'm not consuming as much calories. I'm not eating as much. I can't eat that much, but it's like I have so much things going on. I'm so busy, so I don't have time to be consuming food like that. And I know there's other substitutes, like you can make a protein shake, or like you could get like protein powder, or like you could prep your food, or you could buy food, this and that, or you could order your food. But it's just like with me, it's, one, it costs so much money, and two, like there's certain foods where like I'm trying to restrict myself from. So I'm on a vegan strict diet. So like I'm only consuming fruits and vegetables, sometimes vegetarian stuff here and there. Like when I'm eating cheat meals, like ice cream, fucking cake, just shit like that, right? But I'm trying to consume just vegan straight meals, right? But it costs a lot of money, and like with me, I'm in the military, so I eat at the DFAC, right? So this is where we get our food. It's like a cafeteria. If you're not familiar with the DFAC, it's like a cafeteria, right? I don't like, yeah, but that's pretty much what it is. So like I constantly go there, but it takes so much time just to walk there. It's not even that far. It's like a 5-10 minute walk. But I'll walk there, get my food, eat, and then I got digest. It's just, I don't know, for some reason, whenever I eat, like it takes so much time. Like I eat pretty fast compared to the average person, but at the same time, I feel like it just kills a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? I notice whenever I eat, I feel like my focus is not on point. Like I'm not maximizing my full potential or my focus whenever I do eat, which sounds weird. I could be making it up, but so I notice whenever I eat, I tend to get lazy. I think because I eat so much, that's why. And that's the thing with me. Like since I work out a lot, I exercise a lot. I need more calories and shit. I run a lot, so I need to eat more food. But it's just like so whenever I eat, maybe because I'm eating too much, but still though, even when I do eat, it's just like I don't know. So, but one of the reasons why I'm also considering fasting is because I've learned from so much people on YouTube. They talk about the benefits of it, how it can help you, and there's no right or wrong. I mean, what might work for me may not work for you. The reason why I'm considering fasting is because I feel like my intuition is telling me to do it. For you watching this, it might be different. Maybe you're meant to consume or eat a lot of food, and maybe fasting might be dangerous for you, but fasting might be healthy for me. So it all depends on the person. So don't take my word from it. This video is an opinion. This video is about me, pretty much. I'm just talking to myself, but I'm gonna throw some self-help advices in there too. But yeah, but so I feel like since time is speeding up so fast, it's gonna help me out with fasting a lot, because when I'm so busy, and not only that, but like this reality, it kind of pisses me off. It makes me mad. The reason why this reality makes me so mad is, one, it's the people, or at least not everyone, but most people I keep coming across with. People piss me the fuck off, because people, they're so inconsiderate, and they're so emotionally unintelligent, so narcissistic. And every time I meet a person, they always bring some drama or add some stress and bullshit to my life. Even with like when I have an authority figure, or like when I'm forced to work with someone, they're bad at leading me. They're bad at guiding me to the right direction. Again, it's due to lack of self-awareness and due to emotional intelligence. They lack those things, and I've always been around poor leadership. I just don't like people like that, or not, I don't feel trustworthy of people like that. And people are showing me that like it's best not to trust them. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have flaws and issues I need to work on, but at least with me, at least I try to do my best to become more self-aware and try to become a better person. You know. or the people I'm with, they're not like that, and like they're always on the same shit. And not only that, but I don't really vibe with most people I'm around with, and like we eat different. No one eats how I eat. No one do things how I do things. And even if they do, I still don't want to be around you because we just don't. I just don't click with you. I don't vibe with you. I don't. I just don't want to be around you. I just don't. If I feel guided, if my intuition tells you that okay, you're safe to be around with, then yeah, I'll be around you. And that's the thing with people. Like there's certain not necessarily you. You don't have to use people, but like there's certain people in your life that are meant to party, to have fun. There's also certain people in your life that you're meant to work out with and do fitness with. There's also some people you're meant to learn about, like, I don't know, about educational stuff, you know? So it depends. You just got to look at your friend group or your acquaintances and the people in your life, and you just got to look at them. What's their purpose, and like what can you get most out of them, not in a bad way but in a good way. Like for example, if you have certain friends that you don't connect with at a spiritual level or at an intellectual level, and if your lifestyles are different, but yet these people love to bring the fun out of you, or these people like to have fun, then yeah, then be around these people if you want to party or want to do some fun shit, you know. But and again, I'm not, hopefully I'm not coming across wrong. I'm not trying to sound judgmental or anything. I understand that no one's perfect, and shit, maybe the people that I'm around with, maybe they feel the same way about me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that, but it's just more so with me. I prefer to be isolated and alone from people. But one, because my schedule is so busy, so I'm forced to be alone and isolated. Me, I prefer to do workouts on my own. I love working on my own. When I'm going for runs, I don't like working out with people because they don't work out as intense as me. Or it's just, I don't want to seem egotistical, but they don't. And so I'd rather work on my own, or like I just like being alone. Like I don't know why. Like I crave people, but I like being alone. I like working on my own, and then I'm constantly, I had to be in my room all day because of college work, online college classes. Then I got to do some other studies, and time is speeding up so fast. So like the only time when I go outside is when I'm working out, or when I'm grabbing something to eat, or when I'm making a YouTube video. That's pretty much when I'm going out. And I like to party. I like to have fun. I'm not like a downer or anything. I'm not weird like that. It's just I like to have fun, but it's just like just priorities, you know. And everyone experiences that. Just because I'm saying shit like that, I'm not saying I'm the only one. We all experience priorities in life. We all got to, because we all go through different stages in life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's wrong to have fun, this and that. Like there are stages in my life where like I like to party. I like to have fun. It's just different cycles, different stages in your life. Right now, me, I'm at a stage in my life where like I have to focus on my career. I have to focus on my goals, you know, and I got to be locked in. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why I make YouTube videos too, so I can release my stress and my racing thoughts. Because when you're constantly alone, especially if you have a strong work ethic, or if you're extremely busy with life, yes, there are times where you're gonna be isolated, or you're gonna be alone from people. If you're constantly trying to better yourself, yes, it requires a lot of isolation, and that's what I noticed, at least most of the time. So this is why you got to find an outlet. Like if you don't have friends like that, or if you don't feel connected to people, it's always good to find an outlet. It could be working out, but you more so got to release your thoughts. This is why like you can make a YouTube video, or like if you don't feel comfortable putting yourself out there like that, which is understandable because I'm like that too. You could like make camera videos just ranting, speaking your mind, and then you could put it on private, or you could delete it right after, or you can rant alone at the park or at the mountains where like there's no one around you, or in your car, you know. So there's different substitutes where you can release your racing thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And that's one reason why I made a YouTube channel. But I like putting it in public. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm very hesitant, but that's how you gotta do it. But where was I? But yeah, since the days are going by extremely fast, like it's so frustrating. Like today, I literally just woke up, took a shower, ate some breakfast, and I did some of my college work for like an hour. Then I ran. And after I came back from a run, I charged my phone, and now the day's almost over. It's almost 7 p.m., which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and I'm on and off when it comes to fasting. Lately, I have not been fasting. I've been eating a lot lately, purposely. But now, like as the days go by extremely fast, it's like, you know what? I think it's best for me to start fasting, because when I fast, it's gonna give me more things to complete. It's gonna give me more time to complete my daily goals, my daily tasks. It's gonna give me time to even work out. There are times where I can't even work out because the days go by extremely fast. Even on the weekends, because of college work or like other studies, and then I gotta eat, and then I gotta digest, and then it's just I gotta clean my room, I gotta run errands, and I don't get my workouts in, you know. So sometimes you gotta sacrifice something. I understand it's a work-life balance. It's all about time management. Maybe my time management is poor, but I like to have fun. I like to relax sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But it's just hard, you know. So that's one of the reasons why I'm gonna fast. I'm probably gonna fast probably like 2 times a week because I know my body can't do it as that much. Like, it takes time to fast. You know what I'm saying? But and that's the thing with fasting. Like, I believe there are spiritual benefits to it. My only concern, the only reason why I'm kind of like hesitant or like I'm kind of scared to do it is because I don't want to get too skinny. Like, I don't want to be anorexic and like, because me, I'm not like a skinny guy, so I need to eat a lot, especially since I work out a lot. Like, I do a lot of running, I do a lot of cardio, so like I feel like when I fast, I just don't want to get very skinny to the point where I look unhealthy, and like I just don't want to be like what's the word, anorexic, you know what I'm saying, where I feel like I'm fasting, I'm making progress, but then when someone looks at me, or like when I look in the mirror, I'm like my bones are showing this shit, like I look extremely unhealthy, and people are getting concerned, and that's what I'm worried about, you know. Well, more so with other people, because when you're, I feel like when you're fasting, or even when you're working out, building muscle, if you constantly always looking at the mirror, if you look at yourself, you're not gonna notice because it's such a slow progress, and that's what I'm worried about. But like, I could really fast, like, trust me, like I know my willpower, like I've done it before too. Like, I could fast, if I could fast 4 days a week, I could do that. If I could not eat for 7 days, I could do that. If I could eat 3 times, 4 times, 4 meals, I mean, three to four full meals a day, I could do that. I know what it's like to gain weight. I know what it's like to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so much experiences with that. I weigh 150, 160 now, but I used to weigh like I used to weigh 200, almost over 200, because I was broken up while I was like 16, 15-ish. And like, I was into bodybuilding back then, so I know what it's like to, on both ends of the scale, you know? Maybe I'm overthinking it, but the reason why I want to fast is because of like spiritual benefits as well. Like, I've heard, I also want to do yoga. Or two, the reason why I want to do that is because, one, obviously I can kill time, but also just so like I just want to test it out because it seems so interesting. Because I always see people talk about when they're fasting, they get like more mental clarity. It's easier for them to break off addictions. They have more time to do stuff. Like, I've heard even helps with like manifestations, you know. And like, and I'm also experiencing this from experiences too, because there are times where I would do fasting, right? And I've noticed like I have faster reflexes. I have more of awareness. Like, I'm able to think more clearly. Like, my train of thought is extremely sharp the more I fast. And like, I've heard it's healthy too, because when you're fasting, what I've heard from other people, they mentioned that like it cleanses your body, it cleanses your system. And that's one of the reasons why I want to do fasting too, because even though I'm eating a lot, I still want to be healthy. But it's just, I don't know. But it's just, honestly, that's one of the main reasons why I'm fasting. Honestly, it's because of time speeding up. That's honestly the reason why, you know what I'm saying? So maybe if I do want to consume food, I need to cut other areas of my life where it's wasting time. But I don't know, I'm just so busy. Like, days go by fast. Like, I'm telling you, it's so bad. Like, I literally don't have time to like go out and have fun like that. I really don't have time. It would be nice, but I can't afford to do that, you know? Like, I have so much things I want to accomplish. There's so many things I want to get done, you know? Like, I really want to be successful. I want to do great things in this life, because I know what it's like. Because I think what's the main motivating factors, this one is because it's in my heart, it's in my desires, and not just with me, but with everyone. It's everyone's hearts and desires to do really well in life, to have a lot of things, to become successful, wealthy, and to follow their passions. I think, and we all experience that. So I'm not saying just me, no, like. And I think that's what motivates me. I think because I think I'm in a stage in my life where like I know what I want out of life, and I found my passions, and I enjoy doing it. So that's probably one of the reasons why like I just can't afford to like waste time like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because I'm at a stage in my life where I found my passion or something, or my calling or my purpose. You know, but without a doubt, time definitely is speeding up. That's a no-brainer, and I feel like it's so frustrating, and it's a huge problem that needs to be addressed. Like, this is why I hate this realm so much. I hate this experience so much. My life is good. There are good people out there, but the only thing that pisses me off is that there's always dramatic bullshit that goes around in this society and in this realm. Like, for real, like, you know how crazy that sounds? Why the fuck is time speeding up so fast? Like, for real, like, that's the type of shit you hear like in a video game, or that's the type of shit that would happen in a fucking movie. Like for real, and this is actually happening. Like I still can't grasp this shit. I've been aware that time is speeding up since 2018, but yeah, I still can't grasp this shit. I still can't fucking believe it. Like this shit's really happening, you know. But there could be so many reasons why, and that shit really pissed me off because like I take my time seriously. I want to get things done, and it's just like it's so annoying, man. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck. Like you can't get shit done. I'm like seriously, like especially like for me, cause like I'm everyone else as well, especially people with like family, kids and shit. But especially with me, it's cause it's like I'm in a stage where like I have so many opportunities to skyrocket my life and to be successful and just get out of dumbass situations such as my abusive family and just have a vehicle and just take off my life. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for me to do those things when time is speeding up and when I'm in a constant rush and stress. You know what I'm saying? It's doable, but it's just like what the fuck? Like still like, and even when I do study, I'm not getting the most out of it compared to like the early 2000s or the late 1990s or even the mid 2000s because I was born in 1997. But I'm just saying like even in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, even like in 2015ish, 2012. With our goals, we have so much time to get the most out of it because the days weren't going as fast, time wasn't going as fast. So whatever we'll study or whatever we'll work on our craft, on our goals, we'll get the most out of it. Even with working out, even with eating and nutrition. But since time is speeding up, it's hard for us to get all those things the most out of it. It's hard for us to get our nutritional needs out of it. If you're bulking up, trying to build muscle, you need to consume more calories. But how are we supposed to do that when time is speeding up? You can't eat 3 times a day like that. And even if you do, it's gonna be in a rush. And I understand there's different substitutes like meal prep, taking protein shakes, but still though, you know what I'm saying? Because people who are trying to build muscle like that, I'm sure they got other shit going on in their life too. Where like they gotta have appointments, they gotta take care of certain stuff, they got errands to run because we're all adults. We all got things we need to take care of, you know? And that's why I get so mad when like time is just speeding up so fast, you know? This shit really like pissed me off, man. But it's whatever. It is what it is. That's why I learned as I'm getting older. Like sometimes this shit happens. You know, you just gotta. It's bullshit. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not justified. But what I realize is sometimes you just gotta let bullshit happen. Try to find ways to overcome the bullshit. Acknowledge the bullshit and try to try to find ways to overcome it and to work around it or try to work through it if you have to. But at the end of the day, don't let it overconsume you. Don't let it overwhelm you. But definitely acknowledge it and try to find ways to combat that shit. You know what I'm saying? But this shit's bullshit, man. Like, I don't know why time is speeding up. Like seriously, and not only that, but like since time is speeding up, we can't even enjoy our lives like that. We can't even, like I said, we don't have time to go out and have fun, spend time with our friends or with our family or with our loved ones like that. Because as an adult, you got so much things you need to take care of, and we can't do that when time is speeding up. And I understand you just got to adjust your time management, or you just got to cut out certain things. That's possible as well. But I don't know. But anyways, I'm definitely gonna try out fasting. I'm gonna see how it is. I'm probably gonna last like a couple of days because I love food so much and it's extremely hard. But I just want to test out the spiritual benefits, and I want to see how like I'm gonna probably document or decode what I'm experiencing and like how my mind is, because I definitely experience having a sharper mind, a quicker awareness, faster reflexes, and I'm able to get more stuff done throughout the day. You know, what else? But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. And I'm also inspired by other YouTubers as well who inspire me to do fasting, such as Sacred Serpent. You have Inofe, videos like that. Now, what else I'm gonna talk about? I'm gonna talk about reasons why I hate people, reasons why I dislike most people, and reasons why I'd rather be alone from most people. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because I say I hate most people, I'm not saying everyone. But I'm talking about like me, and I'm a human being. I'm actually like I actually like to be around people. I like to socialize with people. It's the right types of people. Not just anyone, the right types of people. I consider myself to be a hopeless romantic. I love dating. I love being in a relationship. It just has to be with the right person. But it's just like it seems like all throughout my life, I'm always around just dumbass people who are very inconsiderate, people who are emotionally unintelligent, especially inconsiderate. Like they'll do some shit, and I'll think to myself, the type of shit they're doing, I will never do that to them, or I'll never do that to other people. And I'm thinking like, you really have the audacity to do some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Where like I'm always in a position where I have to remind them so many people on why the things they're doing is so wrong or messed up, or like I have to remind people to. I'll use an example. For example, I give persons certain money. I have to remind them to pay me back, even though they're the ones that wanted to borrow some money and they told me they're gonna pay me back. Months go by, days go by, weeks go by, and I have to be that person to remind them to pay me the fuck back, and that shit gets annoying. Me, I'm an adult, so I expect you to act like an adult, and I don't like taking time out of my way to fucking babysit you or to re-educate you on the right things to do, such as being fucking considerate, right? Or I have people who will borrow an iPhone charger from me, or like I'll help them out, give them my iPhone charger. Then the days and weeks go by, and like they forgot to give it to me to give me my charger back, and now I got to remind them, hey, you got my iPhone charger. Hey, are you gonna give it back? You know what I'm saying? So it's stupid people like that, man. And those are minor examples, but there's much more examples like that I don't want to mention because it's personal, but it's just retarded, man. And sometimes and even with family members, like just the fact that I was born and around with very narcissistic, very abusive family members who would throw away over like $5,000 worth of clothes that I bought my own, that I earned with my own money while I was gone during my military training. And when I came back to the house, my fucking mother, she threw all that shit away. And she also took my belongings from my room and she took it to her room and shit. And I was just like, why would you do that? And even before that, I told her beforehand not to do those things. If you're going to do it, at least call me or text me or let me know. But please don't throw away my shit. If there's something where you're not sure if you're going to throw away or take, let me know about it. I told her this so many times, even politely even. I wasn't even being hostile with it. I haven't told her. But I did told her that if you're gonna do those things, I will call the cops. I will call the police. I will file a lawsuit or I will sue you for that. Next thing you know, I came back from my military training. Guess what happened? She threw away all my shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Moments later, I got kicked out of the house because I called them out. My stepfather, while he locked me out of the house, he flicked me off like that. That's what he did, and I'm just like, just fucking ridiculous, man. And this is why I made a video. And what I've learned from other videos is that like when you're dealing with narcissistic people, you're not really dealing with them. There is a spiritual side to it, and it's more so it's because they're demonically possessed by a fucking demon or a evil spiritual entity or a lower vibrational entity. This is where you get your Jezebel spirit from. This is where you get your lower vibrational entities. This is where you get your demonic energy from. Because they're fucking possessed. Because all this shit they'll do, even with narcissistic people. I'm sure you guys watching this, I'm sure you guys heard stories, watch videos, or even experience yourself a narcissistic person or narcissistic people, and the types of things people will explain and do. That shit is not human. It's not normal, right? And that's the point, because it's spiritual warfare. This is where you get like the devil trying to attack you or demonic entities, this bad shit like this happening. And that's one of the main reasons why I hate this realm. And again, all these are my opinion. But I did learn these from other people, but it's from my opinion. But that's one of the reasons why I hate this realm. I hate this human experience so much because just the fact that we're in a position where like human beings are so vulnerable, especially human beings who are trying to do right, people who are innocent to them, people who are just trying to mind their business and do the best they can in this life to help this world out, to help themselves out, to help other people out, and to help society. When they're trying to do their thing, but yet some bullshit happens like this, where like they're being attacked. Just the fact that shit like this happens in this realm. This is why I hate this realm so much, cause like just just look at this. Like we have third world countries, you have people starving. You see how animals kill each other? Like you see tigers eating a fucking deer, or like a lion eating a deer. It's so violent. It's so fucked up. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, this place is not a good place because one, spiritual protection from like good entities like God or the creator or like our guardian angels, our ancestors, they don't do shit in my opinion. I don't understand when people talk about or like you're spiritually protected or like your ancestors are watching over you, and I believe in it, but at least for me, but maybe with other people, they have really strong protection. But at least for me, I feel like I have very weak spiritual protection. I could be wrong, but it just seems like it, because I'm always in a position where, like, like, I got so many stories I got to share. Like, I've been attacked. I've been attacked so much by my family members and just other people, just a lot of spiritual warfare. I've been done extremely wrong. And there's this person, she mentioned how, like, karmic debt is actually a real thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, me, I have an open mind. I believe in everything. So I personally believe in that, and it sounds very pleasing. hopefully karmic death is real. If karmic death is a real thing, then I'm telling you, bro, like in the afterlife, so many people owe me karmic debt from the shit they do, especially family members, man. But also other people as well, such as the exes I had to deal with from past relationships, certain bosses I had to deal with, certain people at the workplace. There's certain people like that, especially family members though, where like it's not gonna look too good for them in the afterlife because like they got so much karmic debt they gotta pay. I'm not sure how it works, but shit, man, it does look too good. You know what I'm saying? It does look good. I mean, their lives are already shit. I mean, I'm not too sure if their lives are shit. I know some people say like, just the fact that narcissists do the things they do, that's they're living in their hell, and therefore that's their karma. I mean, I believe that to a certain extent, but I also feel like they could be thriving because like what people say, ignorance is bliss. So just because you're fucking people over and this and that, like you're harming people, but yet you're so ignorant that you're not aware of what you're doing, or even if you are aware, but yet you still do it and you're still getting away with it. In my opinion, that they're just living their life in a blissful way. Where like they're getting away with it, they're not getting no consequences. And even if they are getting consequences, they still do shit like that. In my opinion, they're just living life freely and happy. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion, but that's how I look at it, you know? So hopefully karmic debt is a real thing, because fuck these people, man. Like, for real. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm an angel, because I've done people wrong by accident. I've harmed people, and like, but with me, again, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but at least I try to better myself. I try to like recognize my traumas and this and that. And I'm aware I still have a lot of things I need to work on. But this is why it's always important to do the healing work. It's always important to study videos. And there's a lot of videos and self-help out there that will teach you how to release your trauma. And this is why I love the internet age so much, because it teaches you how to heal and how to better yourself and how to self-improve yourself. You know what I'm saying? So many videos out there. There's so many channels out there. And this is why I love the information age. I love the internet so much. The internet is a double-edged sword. So when it comes to the internet, it depends how you use the internet. You know, this is why you have sexual websites, you have porn websites, but also you have self-help websites. It's just the internet is so abundant. Like you go so far with the internet. People have their own businesses with the internet. People make money. You can learn so much stuff. You could learn you could pass your college classes with the internet. You can learn so much. You can learn how to drive a car. You can learn how to start your own business. You can learn how to cut hair. You can learn how to work out. Like the internet is like a huge fucking tool. It's an information tool. I remember someone his name is Esoteric Knowledge 369, and his second name is Macedon. He mentioned that like the internet in this timeline we're in is basically a spiritual network, and he's right. That's what it is. The internet it's a spiritual network, because you have so much access to so many things. The internet is so abundant. It depends how you use it. And I feel like the internet is spiritual. The internet is spiritual. So I feel like even though people may talk bad about the internet, it depends how you use it, in my opinion. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword. But I personally feel like, because with me, I feel like the internet has helped me in so many ways possible. It's done more good than bad, and all that is a result of my own free will, my own free choice on how I use the internet. But I feel like the internet is such a blessing in disguise. The internet is such a huge blessing, and I feel like people who have access to the internet with a smartphone, they have a computer or laptop, we really shouldn't take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? One of my biggest fears is like one day the whole internet just shuts off. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my biggest fears. You know, I mean, it is kind of getting to that point where like you see YouTube channels getting shadow banned or deleted. Hopefully it doesn't get too extreme. That's not even that bad. It's just minor, but hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I doubt it's gonna happen. But you never know, because life is so unexpected. Just like why time is speeding up. Like a couple years ago, we didn't know time was gonna speed up like this. We thought it was bullshit. We thought it was bogus. I thought it was bullshit. But next thing you know, the days go by extremely fast. We're like the Earth is a whole different environment now. In this timeline, we're a whole different ball game now. It could be fucking sunny 1 minute, the next thing you know it's dark, and then it's the next day, and it's just fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? I never thought I would start fasting because the days are going by extremely fast. You know what I'm saying? But those are just minor examples. But hang on. But where was I? This is gonna be a long video. This video is probably gonna be like an hour or two, but I like it because I feel like I'm in the flow state. Like it's coming in naturally. I'm speaking my mind. I'm sharing my thoughts with you guys. I'm more so speaking to myself. I'm also sharing to you guys if you guys can relate, which I know you guys will. Hopefully I don't seem crazy, but But the name of my channel, Speaker Mind. But right, the human mind is crazy, very interesting, right? Example right there. But what else I'm gonna talk about? I don't know where I was talking about. Oh yeah, but like narcissistic people, just immature people, just I don't know, man. Me, like I really like y'all don't understand how much I really can't stand narcissistic, inconsiderate people, man. I'm wasn't this is why like I prefer to be alone, or like I think it's a gift of discernment where like I see a group of people or I meet someone and I feel like they have bad intentions, or I feel like their energy's not right, or I feel like they're gonna do some bullshit, then I tend to distance myself away from them. And not only that, but like I've experienced like where times where I like my intuition was telling me to get away from certain people, and like I'll ignore my intuition, and then like next thing you know some bullshit happens where like it's harmful for me, and I'm harming myself, and this dumb bad just bullshit happens. I feel like, and hopefully I'm not coming across as judgmental or like an asshole, but I'm just being straight up. Like this is why like I feel like there are times where I think to myself, damn, how come I'm meeting no one that's actually at my level? How come like it seems like no one is in my level, or like how come no one thinks like me? How come no one do things like me? And I don't mean it in a narcissistic way, because like what I'm talking about is like how come people don't have emotional intelligence? How come people don't have like how come people aren't as considerate? How come people don't see the things how I see things? How come people have a lack of self-awareness? Especially emotional intelligence. Like some people, they'll do shit that's very foul, that's very fucked up. And I'm thinking like, why would you do some shit like that? Or like, why would you treat me like that? Why would you say that to me? Or why would you do that? Or like, why would you do it? Or why would you say that to the other person? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? And I understand it's all about how you carry yourself. Like, it's just weird how like, when people talk about like it's like how you carry yourself is how people will treat you, or how you think about yourself is how people will treat you. And I feel like that's true, but also just the fact that people are able to use you, disrespect you, or try you just because how you carry yourself, in my opinion, that's very fucked up. You know what I'm saying? If I see someone and if I could tell like, oh, this person might have low self-esteem, or like this person, well, first off, who am I to judge, and who are other people to judge? Because life is harsh, life is bullshit, right? So who the fuck you to judge? But I'm just saying, I'm talking about programming. Because I'm programmed and other people are programmed. So that's how we naturally think. So if we see someone and we can actually spot like they might be insecure, or like they're like a people pleaser, or like they have a tough time setting boundaries, I'm not gonna come out of my way to use that fucking person. I'm not gonna do some shit like that. But other people, they'll probably fucking use that person, because I've seen it happen and it's fucked up. And I never understood that. Never understood that at all. But what else? This is weird, man. And again, I'm not saying I'm perfect. There are times where I have gotten people sad, angry, upset. There are times where I have done things where I've regretted. I have done things where like I didn't stick up to my word, where I have broken trust within people. So I'm not saying I'm perfect. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're all humans. We're all in a work in progress. We're all just trying to learn, evolve, and try to do right. So we're not perfect, and you shouldn't strive to be perfect, but you should definitely strive to do the best you can. Because me, I don't like hurting people. I don't like I don't like accidentally hurting people or purposely hurting people. I don't like the things I've experienced from other people. I don't want other people to experience what I had to experience from other people. You know what I'm saying? So this is why like it kind of is a blessing in disguise. Even though I kind of even just saying that I'm pissing myself off, but it's not really a blessing. It's just it's a learning experience. And that's how you gotta look at it. And other people mention this as well. Like when you're around dumbass people, when you're around narcissistic people, or if you're around people you just don't feel connected to, just try to learn from them, learn from your pain, learn from their mistakes, learn from your abusive family members, learn from abusive people who you don't vibe with, people who are disrespecting you. Just learn from them and do the best you can to not be like them, and to continue that shit with other people, because hurt people. They're hurt. They're trying to project their insecurities. They're trying to envy, jealousy, or even spiritual warfare, when people are trying to attack you. This is how it is. It's annoying, And I've noticed too, within my life, there are times where like I'm trying to do right, or like, I'm trying to mind my own business. There's always some dumb shit happening. Either someone is trying to use me in some way, or someone try to attack me. And I've noticed this. It's a pattern. Now, I understand people may say, oh, it's how you carry yourself, or it's how you think, or it's traumatic reenactment, or it's your trauma, or it's your unconscious or your subconscious projecting for people to do some shit like that, which is understandable. But I'm just saying, like, and just the fact that we even have shit like this based on our families, based on our upbringing, based on abusive family members, because people don't develop trauma without a reason. People don't have trauma for a reason. There has to be a reason why people have trauma in the first place. And like I said, it's because of family members, it's because of bullshit people we're around with from childhood, and of course, or it's just even life situations and experiences, even from past lives, and that develops traumatic experiences, and that causes us to think in messed up ways, right? That cause other people to harm us because it's an energy, it's a spiritual thing, right? But like I said, just the fact that this realm, this fucking human experience, God or the universe or the devil or whoever is responsible for this shit, just the fact that they allow this shit to happen, or the rules in this realm allows you to be traumatized and without you even realizing it at the last second. And then you're attracting bullshit situations from people. You're fucking up your life because of your trauma and shit. And at the last minute, then you find information on how to heal that, or you start to have an awareness that, oh shit, I got trauma. I didn't realize how my unconscious and subconscious mind was kind of controlling my life based on what I've experienced from shitty people, from evil people, from abusive people. You know what I'm saying? This is why I feel like we don't have free will. Everything happens for a reason, in my opinion. Like, this is why, like, I can see how my life plays out, and I can see through the bullshit of what I had to experience. And I understand all that shit just seems like it's all controlled, or all that was pre-planned. And this is where you get your destiny from. This is where you get your predestined events. This, even like, just I feel like, in my opinion, there's just so much proof that like we don't have free will. The information's out there. Look at astrology, for example. Just the fact that people have different zodiac signs. It's a lot to explain. I'm not sure if I should explain this. Because I know what it is. I just can't explain it in the right words, and I don't want to confuse people. Okay, so with astrology, right? It gets deep. So people have signs. So some people, they're like Virgos with like a Scorpio moon, or okay. So for example, let's say, for example, if you're like a Scorpio sun and you have a Scorpio moon, right? Scorpios having placements in Scorpio, they're usually like, people with these placements, they're usually, what's the word for it? They're I can't find the word, but it's like, we're like, I can't explain it, but I forget that. People with Scorpio placements, right? They tend to experience abandonment from their mother, or like they tend to experience abuse from their family. They tended to attract a lot of jealousy and a lot of people screwing them over and fucking them over and abandoning them out of nowhere. Like, Scorpio's placements, they tend to experience some really dark, intense shit, right? And I've seen people on Twitter where they confirm, since they have Scorpio placements, they do experience this shit like other people were talking about, right? Not just Scorpios, but let's say if you're like, not just, usually with water signs, so like if you're like a Pisces, Scorpio, or like if you're a Cancer, you tend to experience bullshit from your family. But or like, what's the, oh, here, I found the word, stereotype. Usually, like, so on Twitter, you have like spiritual leaders, even tarot readers. They do usually talk about stereotypes with people with certain placements when it comes to astrology, right? And people confirm that it's accurate. I'm not saying it's fully accurate, but it is damn near accurate. Like, for example, if you're like a Taurus, Taurus are known to be like laid back. They tend to like love material things, and that, I don't use that example. Let's use again, Scorpio. If you have a lot of Scorpio placements, they tend to experience a lot of dumbass shit from life, from not life, but from people, like jealousy, envy, people abandoning them, especially from their mother and family situations, right? Scorpios tend to experience it, and that's a stereotype, but most people confirm that the shit they've experienced is accurate. You know what I'm saying? So it gets deep, but not just with placements, but like with where like you see like Mercury retrogrades, where like whenever there's a Mercury retrogrades, people tend to act up, people tend to get violent. People tend to fight a lot. Even from my own experiences, I look back in these Mercury retrogrades, and that's when I had the most intense fights with like my family members, with my past exes, and just bad situations within the workplace. All that deals with Mercury retrogrades, and it's not a coincidence. Shit like this does happen. You see a lot of people studying astrology because they're trying to decode future events or events that's going to happen to them, or they're trying to decode their life. You can actually decode your life mission. You can actually decode your life tendencies through astrology. If you study astrology, when it comes to astrology, I gotta start studying astrology, but like I said, I don't have no time. But if I do study it, it gets deep. astrology, it doesn't just deal with like your placements, but it gets deep. It deals with like your life scenarios, your potential life scenarios, your your family life scenario, like how you and your family are gonna play out, the chemistry you're gonna have with your parents, how that's gonna play out, like who you're meant to be around with, or like the types of things you're gonna experience within the workplace or with friendships, or like why you experience the things you do. All that deals with astrology. And like I said before, this is where you get your Mercury retrogrades, your predestined events, even with like destined relationships. All that deals with astrology. People have confirmed that there's astrological influences that kind of dictate when you're going to meet a specific person, such as romantic, platonic, or if you're going to experience a certain situation, an event in life, within a career situation, or just any situation in life. All that deals with astrology, and astrology can't confirm that. You just got to do deep research and study. You know what I'm saying? And like I said too, I have an open mind. I also believe we do have free will. Like it's hard to explain. So I feel like we do have free will, but at the same time we don't have free will. You know what I'm saying? For example, like astrology, that controls our free will. The types of people we meet, the types of things we got to experience within the workplace, the shit like that, or even health, you know, just, I don't know. But I feel like we also do have free will. Where like, for example, we have the free will to study astrology so we could be more prepared on what's bound to happen with like these predestined events, even with karmic debt we got to pay for, or even with karmic soul ties we got to deal with. We have the free will to prepare for that, or we have the free will to understand it. We also have free will to like when to make important life decisions, or when to make different routes within life. This is what I believe in, why we do have free will in a way. Like for example, I had the free will to end this video, but I'm gonna keep going. You know, that's free will. You know what I'm saying? But example is not like we don't have free will. It's like maybe it's my destiny that I was meant to make a YouTube channel and to make a YouTube video like this one. Maybe that I don't have free will over it. I don't know. It's just, I'm just saying some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like again, all this based on opinion, based on what I've studied and how I observe things. But you just see, I'm speaking my mind. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe I believe in it, but like I said, all the things I'm talking about is the things I've been observing and studying and shit. You know, I could be dead wrong, but and I hope I'm not coming across as negative. I'm just like, when I feel like my videos are so negative, so when I'm cussing a lot, or like when I'm yelling, or like when I'm shouting, or when I'm throwing negative energy, it is some negative energy, but it's passion, because I love to speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? So my bad if I come across as aggressive, but yeah, but I can't stand selfish people. I can't stand people who are fucking like narcissistic, man. I'm still dealing with people like this today. There are times where like I gotta remind someone, hey, why you gotta do this, or why you gotta do that, or hey, you owe me this, you owe me that, or like I'll be around people and they'll do some questionable shit, just how they talk, how they speak, how they do things, like their lack of guidance, their lack of teaching. I always see this in the workplace, man. We're like, I don't know, man. Like this is why with me, like when I'm in a position of like being a leader, or like in a position of like management or some shit like that, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to help people who are underneath me. And I don't like the word underneath. I'm talking about when it comes to position. Like what I mean by that, like for example, at the workplace, you have managers, and then you have your workers, and then you have your boss. That's what I mean when people are like lower, in a lower position than me. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Me, I'm not in a management or leadership position yet. I consider myself to be in a lower position, but me, at least I still try to like help people out. Like basically, like what I'm saying is like I feel like a lot of people in the workplace, they tend to not guide people, not to give them proper information as much as they need. I see this in jobs and workplaces like that, and I hate that so much. There are times where I'm sure you guys experience this too, where there are times where like you'll be at a job situation, right? Or you'll be like at a fast food job, or like at a career job, and like on your first week, you tend to have like bad leadership, where like they're not teaching you the right thing because they're not guiding you the right way, or they're not giving you enough information, or even they seem impatient. They seem to like lack emotional intelligence. Like they tend to get agitated, or they get very angry and like pissy and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I experienced that, you know. But I've also experienced good leadership. That's kind of extreme. Kinda, not fully, kinda. But even with coworkers too, where like they're not teaching you the right way. All the things, even though they've been working here for fucking 5 or 3 years, they have more experience than you do, but they don't teach you shit. They expect you to know everything. I hate people like that. And then you got to ask questions. And even when they do try to help, they half-ass it, or like they don't help you as much, or like they expect you to know everything, or like they do a poor job of like teaching you or guiding you. I hate shit. I hate people like that. I can't stand people like that. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? I hate people like that so much. This is why, like, when I have certain knowledge or information, I do my best to help people out. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There are times where I get moody. There are times where like I get lazy, but I do try my best to try to help people out if I can. You know what I'm saying? This is why it's so important to like help people out, treat people respect, because you never know what people are going through. But also, if you're watching this, try to do what you got to do to help people out. Try to make this world a better place. You know, if you see someone struggling with like work, finances, or anything in life, try to give a helping hand. If you know something they don't, why not just help that person? You know, it doesn't take. It's free to be a nice person. It's free to help someone out. You know what I'm saying? Just take time out of your day. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to get off your ego, and you just got to help people out. You know, I struggle with this too, but you know, just got to release your ego. You know, but yeah, what else I'm gonna talk about? This whole video is like a rant. I'm also gonna talk about there are more things I want to talk about. I just can't remember it. There are a lot of topics I want to talk about, but I want to talk about certain shit. That's why. I'm gonna talk about how I view this world from a spiritual perspective. So like, it's getting cold. So like, it's just I always find it strange. Maybe it's not weather manipulation. Maybe it's just naturally Earth is just fucking weird. But like I've noticed one day, especially in the springtime, especially where I'm living at, or in any place I've been in, and from other places that other people has been in, when I observe them, they mentioned that like one day it will be all hot and sunny, right? The sun's out, it'll be like a nice hot day. Then the next day it'll be all cold, it'll be all windy, it'll be all cloudy, then it'll be all rainy and shit, right? And I'm just thinking like, no way in hell, like how is that possible? Because I've experienced that a lot. Even like 1 minute it'll be sunny, the next day it'll be snowing and raining. There'll be thunderstorms and lightning. I'm just thinking like, how is that possible? Like even yesterday, it was a nice hot day outside, but now today it's cold outside. It looks hot because it's a sunny day, but it's windy. The temperature's like under 40 degrees. It's fucking cold, man. Like my hands are cold. This is why I got a hoodie and a beanie. But I'm just like, yesterday it was a nice hot day, and I'm just thinking like, how is that possible? You know? So I feel like there's a lot of weather control going on. There's this thing called HARP. I forgot the full definition of HARP, but it's based on conspiracy theories. HARP is pretty much responsible for like controlling weathers. It's like weather manipulation, you know. And I personally believe in that because like me, I like the hot weather. I like being in nature. I love going outside. I love working out outside. So I love the hot. But it's fucking annoying. We're like, it's springtime, right? And it's so fucking cold. You know, there are times where like it will be like snowy, or like there are times it'll be like windy or rainy or something. And I'm just like, why? And my hands will be so cold. I'm just like, but how though? Like, how's it so cold? You know, it should be spring. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm gonna live somewhere, like I want to live somewhere where it's hot. You know, like I'd rather live in like Arizona, or I'm not sure what other places that are hot. I think Hawaii's hot, I'm assuming. But without a doubt, I don't mind living in Arizona or Phoenix because I've heard this place is very hot and I don't mind living there. I want to live somewhere where it's hot, like beaming hot, or a tropical area where like it has nice warm weather, you know? What else? There's one area, I forgot what it's called. It's not Hawaii, it's something else. I forgot what it's called. It's like an island area. It's very nice. It's in the tropics. I forgot what's it called. Oh yeah, Guam. I think it's called Guam. I forgot. I think it's Guam. I could be dead wrong, but the Guam is like a tropical area where it has nice weather. It's just beautiful. I definitely would rather live there too. Just anywhere in the tropics, or I don't mind living overseas as long as it's hot over there. You know, like I don't like cold weather like that. I hate it so much. I hate the cold weather. Even when I'm in my room, like there are times where I like family members, like, or some other people, like they'll put the temperature down to like 60 degrees or like in their low 70s. I'm like, why would you do that? You know, it's fucking cold, you know, because when it's cold, you can't focus. So like you can't study, or like when it's cold, you got to put on a sweater and shit like that. Like, why can't it be hot? Like, how I look at it is, if you're going to go outside at a nighttime or at any time, you should be comfortable. When you're cold, you're not comfortable. Being cold is dangerous. Being hot is just as dangerous, but at least when it's hot, you could hydrate yourself. And I know people are maybe sensitive to sun because they might have like sunburn and shit like that, which is understandable. And this is why I hate this reality. This is why I hate this human experience, because the human body is so fragile, and that's another thing too. Like, we live in a world where like people are sensitive to the sun. Last time I checked, isn't the sun supposed to be good for you? Aren't you supposed to get energy from the sun? So why the hell your human body can't take the sun? You know, this is why I hate this human body, because the human body is so fragile. You know, this is why like when you reach a certain age, you can't work out as much. You can't do activities like that. It's so annoying, man. That's my biggest fear. Like, I don't necessarily fear growing old, kind of, but like I just fear of like not doing the things I always enjoy doing, such as working out, going for hikes, going outside, exploring. I love being active like that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I'm getting old, my biggest fear is that me not being able to do that, and then I gotta rely on other people for help. You know, and I would hate that shit so much, because me, I already don't like people. So imagine me getting old, I can't work out, I can't do things I want, and I hate people. And I'm not even hate people, I just don't trust people like that. You can't really trust people, don't you know what I'm saying? Like, and they might do some bullshit. And there's some videos too, like people abusing like old people, like, or the elderly and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy, man. It's fucked up, and you just never know what goes behind the scenes, man. This is why, like, if I have a loved one, or if they're old, I'd rather have them in a house where like either me or someone else could take care of them, because I really don't trust these nursing facilities. It's just weird. I'm not saying all of them are like that. I'm just saying I've seen videos of it happening, but you just never know. It's just crazy. Life is crazy, but who knows? Maybe I'm just overreacting. Maybe it is peaceful when you're like when you reach a certain age and shit. I don't know, man. But I also believe that you could experience more spiritual protection. So the older you get, I feel like God or the universe or your spirit guides or your guardian angels are watching over you very heavily. So I feel like people trying to abuse you, or like people trying to take advantage of you, I feel like that's very rare. Because I feel like I said, because the older you get, your body gets more like fragile, and like you're in a more vulnerable position. So I feel like you'll definitely have an increase in spiritual protection, in my opinion. You know, which makes sense, which is how it should be. But yeah, it just sucks how like in this human body, like we have allergies. So like some people are allergic to like certain foods. In this human body, like some people were born like blind, some people were born deaf. It's so easy to get blind, it's so easy to get deaf. You know, it's so easy to like lose a body part, and when you do lose a body part, you can't grow it back, or you can't regenerate it back. You know, it's insane, man. And the human body, it requires so much. You know, the human body needs shelter, the human body needs warmth. You know what I'm saying? Just the fact that we're so sensitive to the cold weather, that's one of the reasons why I hate the human body. It's just it needs so much, you know. But it just sucks how like I never understood that. So like, why would God create the sun and natural weather, but yet yes, certain people who are allergic to like certain flowers, certain plants, and the sun? You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. I don't know, man. But it is what it is. But that's one of the reasons why I love the hot. I'd rather be in warmer weathers, because you're just comfortable, you know, and like it gets the blood flowing. It's healthy for your skin. You get more energy when the sun's out. You're just enjoying life. You can do whatever you want when it's nice outside, especially when it's dark, man. But when it's cold, you're very limited. Then you gotta wear all these clothes, and then it's hard for you to be productive, especially since we work at a 9-to-5 matrix. We live in a rat race, so like we had to constantly go outside to drive our cars to go to work and shit like that. But it's hard to do that when it's cold, especially when it's snowing or raining. When it's snowing, you gotta like remove all the snow from your car windows and shit like that. And it's so annoying, man. This is why, like I said, like why would God create a Earth or like a fucking ecosystem, or like a fucking planet where like human beings, we can't tolerate certain weathers, like a tornado, a fucking hurricanes and shit like that, fucking cold weather. I'm telling you, cold weather is the main problem. You know what I'm saying? It's all the bullshit we experience is because of the cold weather, you know? But like I said, or at least what I'm hoping, God wouldn't do some shit like that. So clearly, yes, I do believe in cold weather. I do believe in it is healthy for Earth to get some rain, to get some, I don't know, snow, I guess, shit like that. But it shouldn't be consistent like that. It shouldn't be happening. Like it should be like the summer months should last a lot longer compared to winter months. You know, why is it? I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, please correct me. But we have all four seasons. We have summer, we have fall, winter, spring, right? So why the fuck do they all last at the same length? Why did they? How come all these weathers last? How come we even have seasons like that? That shit's unnatural. Isn't that weird? I never understood that. And in these weather channels, someone on the YouTube spiritual conscious community, I think it was Sears Inner Temple, he mentioned that like, isn't it strange how like you have the weatherman or the weather women, how they could predict the weathers and shit? Isn't that a sign of like, is our weather being controlled by these satellites or the HARP or other shit like that that we know nothing of? If that's the case, then yo, this shit is getting out of hand. Cause I'm so pissed off, man. That's like, when I die, right? If I ever reach to the afterlife, or even if it is real, because I could be dead wrong. All the things I'm explaining, it could be just programming, right? But let's say if it is real, I want to get to the root. I want to know why this world is the way it is. Why is the world so corrupt? Even being a human, we're born and like we have a lack of self-awareness. Why is it that like we gotta search through the internet, we gotta find information, we gotta find spiritual information just so we could acknowledge how corrupt this world is, or how acknowledge, or just even how to improve our lifestyles? Why growing up? How come as soon as we're born, or if we're like 10, or like if we're like a child, or like we're like 10, or even a young adult, we don't have access to spiritual information? Don't we have past lives? Isn't like a past life events, past lives, aren't they real? So why is it that when we reincarnate again, we don't have information, or how come we don't remember our information from these past lives, or even from previous lifetimes, even before we reincarnated? How come we got to build up our memories? How come we got to build up our information? You know what I'm saying? It gets deep. You know, and people do talk about this as well. Yeah, spiritual channels, spiritual videos, spiritual topics, they actually decode on why this shit happens. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but they did mention that like the reason why we tend to forget our past life memories, or we don't remember as much spiritual information until the last minute, is because as babies we get injected with these vaccines, not these vaccine shots, but like as babies we get injected with like these shots, because you know how when you're like a newborn, or like when you're a baby, you get injected with these shots, right? Now, suppose, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, and hopefully I don't get removed from this fucking YouTube because I mentioned shots and the medical industry. But again, I could be wrong. It's all this is a conspiracy theory. But what they mention is that like when these babies get these shots when they're born, supposedly these shots have certain chemicals that forces the human brain or the human mind to forget its past life memories. You know what I'm saying? And this guy on YouTube, he did mention that like there has been reports of like babies who were born in the house, or babies who were born like in the bathtub because their parents didn't have time to go to the hospital, or like they were born unexpectedly. There have been reports of these newborns that actually remember their past life memories. And there's actually documentaries of children guiding their parents on who they were in their past life and where they passed away, or like how, or like at which location they were living, and like how they died, or like how their lives play out. And like they'll do some research, like these children will do research as they're guiding their parents, and like they'll point to them like they're that person, or like they'll remember their names from a past life. They'll remember what kind of friends, like what kind of family they had. It shit gets deep. I'm not saying it's true or false, but I'm just saying like you just never know. It could be true, but if it is true, then that like this shit gets deep, man. So life is very interesting. There's so much answers that we need. There's so much information that's out there, and that's one of the cool things about life. Like life is very abundant. Life is very amazing. There's so much information out there, you know, and just how it is. Well, all these are just like how I view life from a spiritual perspective. Now, how to become great and how to like accomplish your goals, how to succeed in life. Now, of course, there's a lot of information out there. People make videos about this all the time. Hang on, I'm gonna catch my breath. It's almost about to be an hour. Hang on. I'm gonna catch my breath. I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, but of course, when you're trying to improve your life, when you try to accomplish your goals and your tasks, yes, there's a lot of information. People do talk about it a lot, and they're very great at it. That's one of the beauties about the information age, where like people where like you can have self-help coaches, you can have people who guide you, who try to lead you to the right direction on how to improve your life, right? But I feel like in this timeline, if you really want to improve your life, you just gotta know your passions, you just gotta know what you like and don't like, you just gotta know yourself. Basically know what you tolerate, can't tolerate from people, and also some people, some of their schedules work for them as other people, some of the schedules don't work for them. And try not to over schedule yourself, but try to write down tasks on what you can complete possible, you know. For example, like just a simple task, like me, I use my example, like for me, for example, I wrote down a schedule where like me on my off day from the military, right, on the weekends, I'll wake up at 8, right, 8 in the morning. I'll go to the gym, then I'll go for my run, and then I'll take a shower, brush my teeth, and then I'll eat breakfast. Then once I'm done eating breakfast, I'll clean my room, and then I'll do my college classes, my 2 college classes. I'll complete the assignments I need to get done. Then once I'm done with that, I could just relax. I could either like just mess around. I could make a YouTube video. I could just enjoy myself, watch TV, do what I gotta do, right? And then once I'm done with that, I could study military information so I can improve my career for like a couple hours. Then once I'm done with that, eat lunch, maybe stretch, do some yogas, maybe some meditation, maybe and hanging. And once I'm done with that, eat some dinner, and bam, that's it, you know. And if I gotta wash my clothes on the side, then I'll do that. Or if I gotta complete some appointments or tasks, if I gotta go to DMV, I'll do that throughout the middle of the day. But like all those things, I'll make sure I'll write it down as a priority that I need to get done. And the things that I don't need to get done as much, I'll put like not important. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, cleaning my room or like washing clothes, because I can do all that tomorrow. You know, but it's not a good idea to like put the things you only get done to the side, because then it becomes a habit, and then because the next day becomes 2 days, and 2 days becomes 3 days, and just shit like that, you know. But you get what I'm saying? We're like, write down the schedules for the things you need to get done, because when you write down the schedules, like basically when you wake up, even know, like if you have a set plan, like you know what you're supposed to get done throughout the day, it's gonna make your life extremely easier. It's gonna make your days extremely easier. Not saying to guarantee that you are gonna complete all those things, because like I said before, time is speeding up extremely fast. The days go by extremely fast, and life is unexpected. So you never know what could happen. Maybe you got important things that you need to get done at the last minute, or maybe you get an emergency call, or like maybe just life may happen, right? It is what it is, you know. Or you're gonna be somewhere at a certain place at the last minute. You just never know, and time speeds up so fast. But at least you know what you're doing every single day. You have to be in a state of mind where you know what you're doing. And shout out to Dre Baldwin. If you guys really want to improve your life, if you guys want the most out of life, I recommend watching Dre Baldwin. DREBALDWIN. He's basically like he's a public speaker, but he also like he's like a life coach. I view him as a life coach. He uploads videos every single day, giving people useful information and great advice on how to improve your life. I really recommend checking him out so you can improve your life, because I actually got that method from him. Write down a list of schedules throughout the day so you can wake up every day and you know what you want out of life and you know what to do, and like so you won't procrastinate. Because if you don't write schedules throughout the day, if you don't set yourself up for success, like if you don't plan out your days like that, it's really a bad idea, because you're gonna go through every single day, you're gonna go through life wandering around and like not doing things you're supposed to do, or like he's gonna do shit at random times, and like he's gonna be all over the place. Especially as an adult, it's always important to write down schedules, so like every single day you know what you want, and like you have a sense of urgency, and like you just know what you want, and like you're able to get things done, and all that's gonna set you up for future success, because then it's gonna build up, and then you're gonna add this to your schedule, add this to the schedule, and then you're gonna get better results within your career, with your work life, with your relationships, with your money, and it's gonna make things a lot more organized. Always live life in an organized way. You never want to be in a position where like you don't know what you're doing in life and you just he just wandering around and he's doing stuff at random times. You just don't want to do that, especially in this timeline since time is speeding up. But also, you don't have to be strict at yourself. It's always good to have fun. It's always good to enjoy yourself. But I'm more so talking about if you're trying to get things done, like for like business purposes or like this is well, of course in any situation in general. But if you have a very strict lifestyle, I really recommend write down the schedules. You know, it's good for any style, but you get what I'm saying. Just find the right balance. Know what you can take and don't take. But it is what it is. I'm gonna head out. It's a long video, but that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one. Peace.